Breaking news and welcome back to This Just In's WWE 2k24 Universe Mode. We are here at the finale of the WWE brand, the biggest show of the year, and that is Wrestlemania from here in Athens, Greece at Mount Olympus here, and we see Jeff Cobb making his way down to the ring. Jeff Cobb, a man who throughout this year in Universe Mode has kind of struggled to step out of the spotlight from which his earlier success as he maintained a stranglehold over the NXT Championship. He was the NXT World Champion for 236 days before losing it to Gunther, who would then go on to hold that championship for over 500 days until losing it last week to Powerhouse Hobbs, which we saw at NXT Stand and Deliver, the finale for NXT for this season. Now we see here tonight Jeff Cobb coming down to the ring for singles action against a man whom he met in the Royal Rumble matchup. Jeff Cobb, a very accomplished amateur wrestler in his own right, and tonight he is going to have to go one-on-one with one of the fastest rising talent here in Universe Mode, the number 2 entrant in the Royal Rumble. And we saw last month Obafemi, who is now making his way down to the ring. A few months ago at the Royal Rumble, Obafemi making quite the impact, and also back at Survivor Series being featured in a match against Monty Brown. Some massive accomplishments throughout the year from Obafemi in his rookie year here in Universe Mode, and now he looks to step into the ring with a former NXT World Champion here in Universe Mode. Jeff Cobb, also a former Tag Team Champion, holding those belts with Matt Riddle in the Chosen Bros in the past. Obafemi fired up here at WrestleMania, looking to take home the prize. And the Chosen Bros, former tag team champions on this brand. There was the same lineage as the champions currently, who of course are Nakamura and the Great Muta. Now running shoulder tackle there that we see from Obafemi, running and charging and taking down Jeff Cobb. Takes Cobb back up to his feet here, looks for an Irish whip, sends Cobb off of the ropes, muscles him up, a huge spine buster. Now immediately drops him down face first into the mat. Clubbing strike there from Femi. Now clothesline takedown. Gonna step over him, and once more gonna look for another clothesline takedown to Jeff Cobb. And again, maintaining that wrist control for the trifecta of lariats there. Cobb with a reversal though. Cobb, no slouch in his own right. One of the most powerful athletes that we have here in the WWE in Universe Mode. And these clubbing strikes there from Obafemi sends Cobb face first back down into the mat and follows it up with a running drop kick there. Shove from Femi as Jeff Cobb working his way back up to his feet here, but again another clubbing blow from Obafemi, keeping Jeff Cobb grounded for the time being. Another strike there with the European uppercut now levels him. European uppercut once more from Obafemi. This relentless offense working very well for him as he positions Jeff Cobb now in the turnbuckle pad with the advantage. Shoulder thrusts into the corner and a clubbing strike to the back yet again. Now Obafemi brings Jeff Cobb back over to the turnbuckle pad. Was coming with another strike, but that time Jeff Cobb quickly avoids out of it. Strike to the face and then follows it up, charging in with a corner post European uppercut again. Lots of uppercuts and European uppercuts being thrown in this matchup. Jeff Cobb, however, going to look to position Obafemi on the top rope. Reversal there from Cobb with the fireman's carry takedown. Now Cobb rebounding Obafemi off of the ropes, catches him coming in with that kitchen sink. Now, head scissors, elbow strike right across the temple. Gonna go for it once again. Pinpoint accuracy with that elbow strike right on the crown of the head, and that shot busts open Obafemi. You see him bleeding after that last elbow strike. Now Jeff Cobb from the top rope goes for a moonsault about halfway across the ring, maybe a little bit more so, to Obafemi, but landing with pinpoint accuracy is Mr. Athletic. Now rebounding Obafemi off of the ropes. Look to have him coming back in, but now catches him with the strike. The kick to the head. Cobb now working over the shoulder of Obafemi as well. Looks to come charging in and connects with that clothesline. Yet another clothesline attempted, but Obafemi muscles Jeff Cobb up and into the air. The strength to be able to hoist Cobb up like that on display at the hands of Femi. Now clubbing strikes, series of blows here, and a headbutt to follow it up. Brutal strikes there that we saw from Obafemi. Now double axe strike to the head of Jeff Cobb from Obafemi. Follows it up here, sidewalk slam, but no, Jeff Cobb with the knee strike able to escape out of it. Now connecting with a series of strikes, but Femi with the reversal. That's Femi with the strikes, but Jeff Cobb now reversing it as these two titans fighting back and forth with this battle. Waistlock, lifting him and just dropping him across the knee is Obafemi, and now rebounding off of the ropes here, looks to come charging in. But Jeff Cobb answering back, European uppercut, back elbow from Femi, jawbreaker from Cobb, as these two going back and forth, but Cobb gets the advantage finally with an Olympic slam. Pinfall attempt here now. 2 and a near fall, but Obafemi gets the shoulder up still. Jeff Cobb now stalking his prey, looks to get Obafemi up for the Tour of the Islands. Pinfall attempt. We've seen Jeff Cobb retain the NXT Championship on many occasions with that move right there, but Obafemi gets the shoulder up, narrowly avoiding defeat here. Jeff Cobb now, however, gonna look to capitalize on it by going up to the top rope and comes diving down onto Obafemi, but Femi catches him coming off of the top rope with that power slam. Now Femi sends Jeff Cobb off of the ropes. Pop-up power bomb. Pinfall attempt here now from Femi. 2 and 3 Obafemi with one pop-up power bomb. And that was all it takes. Able to put away a former NXT champion here at WrestleMania in very convincing fashion. Both these two battling back and forth. Jeff Cobb nailing that Tour of the Islands there and the angle slam late in the game, but not able to put away Obafemi for the victory, and thus Femi with a huge victory here at WrestleMania. But now we see coming down to the ring the man who held the NXT North American Championship throughout the duration of this year and would go on to lose it at Stand and Deliver against Josh Alexander, and now making his return to WWE here from being on NXT throughout the course of Universe Mode this year. But Cody Rhodes now not maintaining the advantage, as Obafemi, perhaps Cody biting off a bit more than he thought he could chew here, but no, connecting with those strikes, elbow strike to the head. These two fighting back and forth, and Cody here to make a statement there with that straightjacket DDT there on Obafemi. Here to make a statement at WrestleMania at Oba's expense. And Cody in doing so, now again connecting with that strike. Cody just devastating onslaught of offense here on Femi. Now once again, straightjacket DDT from Cody to the already busted open head of Oba. And the fans booing. Shocked to see Cody here make an appearance at WrestleMania, but not only that, attacking Obafemi. Very uncharacteristic of Cody, but we will have to follow up in the next season and see where that takes us. For now, we're going to move on to a last man standing match between two men who were champions this year in Universe Mode. The first coming out to the ring was a Cruiserweight champion throughout the duration of this year, following his victory over Ricochet back at Clash at the Castle. Ilya Dragunov would go on to hold the Cruiserweight Championship for 77 days, up until last month at Elimination Chamber, where we saw him defend it in the Chamber matchup and go on to lose that championship to Hijo del Vikingo, who walked into WrestleMania earlier today in the opening match as the champion, and would go on to lose that championship in the opener in an 8-man. And now we see Ilya Dragunov following his loss of the Cruiserweight Championship and following being eliminated by his rival Mike Bailey throughout the course of this year. Not only did Ilya Dragunov have a series of pay-per-view matchups with Ricochet earlier this season and a rivalry stemming from that, but also Ilya Dragunov having his share of frustrations with Mike Bailey throughout this year, who would go on to eliminate him from the Royal Rumble matchup. So Ilya Dragunov, no stranger to conflict here in Universe Mode as the year has gone on, starting off the year with an ambulance matchup against Kane, and ever since going on to great success on multiple different occasions throughout the year, not only in the Cruiserweight division, but with competitors of all different varieties. Here tonight, however, perhaps his biggest challenge to date here in Universe Mode, the biggest obstacle for Ilya and in his way, is the man who held the United States Championship throughout the duration of this year, that being the Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold, as mentioned throughout the year, was the United States Champion following his victory in the main event of SummerSlam in the triple threat that featured Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Stone Cold. Stone Cold picking up the victory and obtaining that United States Championship, holding it for 161 days until he lost it to Jacob Fatu back at the Royal Rumble. Ever since then, now we see Ilya Dragunov getting into the ring as Stone Cold still making his entrance here for the crowd, and comes running in with a clothesline to the back of the head of the Texas Rattlesnake, getting this match jump started here in this last man standing competition between these two. Now goes for the standing senton there to Stone Cold, able to sidestep that is the Texas Rattlesnake, and now reversal from Dragunov. Chops to the face, slapping the face of Stone Cold, the disrespect. Stone Cold, however, catches him coming off of the ropes with a clothesline, follows that up just now, as you saw, with a jawbreaker, and now going to look to position Dragunov by the ropes, but Dragunov now showing some fight, trying to fire back. Arm hatch suplex there from Dragunov, and follows it up with a knee strike to the face. Stone Cold now rolling to the outside. Dragunov fired up as he gets the advantage in the early going of this match, but in order to do so, had to attack Stone Cold. Looks to come diving in with that tope suicida, but in the meantime, Stone Cold, looking for a weapon underneath the ring, was able to evade that dive from Dragunov. Poorly planned dive there from Dragunov, poorly timed, but Dragunov still able to maintain the advantage as Stone Cold grabbed that kendo stick from underneath the ring, and now Dragunov going to utilize that to his own benefit, following a power slam on top of the announce table. Stone Cold, however, fighting back now with the kendo stick shots to Dragunov, a man who thrives off of intensity. One of the most intense competitors here in Universe Mode, and that intensity is what brought him to the Cruiserweight Championship, and was also what was able to bring him in NXT to hold on to that United Kingdom Championship that he had held in previous seasons. Of course, he had done so following a victory over Mark Haskins and losing that later to Malachi Black, and a 301-day reign with the United Kingdom Championship, not to mention his Cruiserweight Championship reign earlier this year. And it goes to show that Ilya Dragunov is all business here in Universe Mode. Fighting back against Stone Cold here on the outside, and a victory here for Dragunov, especially in a last man standing match with a brawler, the likes of Stone Cold. And we see the apron senton from Dragunov diving off of the apron and comes crashing down hard on Stone Cold. And now from a powerbomb position, hoists up Stone Cold, brings him over to the announce table and drops him down with that powerbomb. And now you hear the referee starting to count here on the outside on Stone Cold. Probably the right decision, as he is suffering from the powerbomb that Ilya Dragunov just dished out on him. And as I was mentioning just a moment ago, a victory for Ilya Dragunov really would set him up for such great success here. If he was able to defeat Stone Cold here tonight, it would be quite the feather in his cap here in Universe Mode, and kind of the big victory that Dragunov has mostly lacked throughout Universe Mode. I mean, he has accomplished great championship success, but hasn't really acquired a massive singles victory here. And this could be the thing to do it at WrestleMania here. Stone Cold now looking to reposition Ilya Dragunov over by the announce table. And now sent into the announce table is Stone Cold at the hands of Dragunov. Stone Cold, though, reversing the momentum and now able to send Dragunov into the steel steps for the first time in this matchup. The referee counting for a down to Dragunov as opposed to a down Stone Cold. But Dragunov quickly back up to his feet and returns back to the inside of the ring, where he connects with a series of strikes on Stone Cold, chops and slaps to the face, and then an enziguri to complete it, to conclude that combination. However, in his own right, Stone Cold answering back with an enziguri, looks to go for the axe handle, the elbow drop with the Atrix, but instead Ilya Dragunov with a big boot, and now calling for the unbesiegbar diving headbutt, but dives out of the way as Stone Cold sidesteps that. Too early in this contest for either man to connect with such big maneuvers. That time a shoulder tackle off of the apron takes down Dragunov and prompts the referee now to administer the count here. Stone Cold now pumped up on the inside of the ring, looks to recapture that steel chair and toss it towards Dragunov, but Dragunov catching that steel chair, but the distraction, able for Stone Cold to connect with that shoulder tackle, taking down Dragunov by charging in at him. As he launched that steel chair towards him, we thought that was going to connect with Dragunov, but instead he caught it out of midair. And now on the powerbomb attempt, Dragunov reversing the momentum, looking for the Yoshitonic, but no pinfalls in this contest. They're connecting with a vertical suplex and stomp to the face. Dragunov now gonna look to bring Stone Cold into the turnbuckle pad. Series of strikes here as he comes first with that clubbing blow and then a series of back elbows. But Dragunov still calling for Stone Cold to get back up to his feet here, and a dazed Stone Cold able to sidestep there whatever Dragunov had intended. Reversal there from Dragunov, knee to the midsection. And now Stone Cold being sent into the turnbuckle pad. Boot to the midsection, now scraping the face, the eyes being raked across that top rope. Stone Cold, though, answers by charging in, diving in with that Luthez press and a combination of strikes. Stone Cold, though, not going to allow the ref to continue his count as he waits for Dragunov to get back up to his feet, look to go for the Stone Cold Stunner, but Dragunov catching the boot coming in. Both men having reversed each other's finishers here at this point in the match, and Dragunov reversing with a boot to the midsection, German suplex, getting really low on that one, and in doing so sends Stone Cold rolling over for that German suplex. You see Dragunov super fired up here tonight. Knee strike to the face, busting open Stone Cold in the process. And Stone Cold now bleeding in this last man standing matchup. We knew this one was going to get messy, but how far will these two men be willing to go in order to walk away with a victory here tonight and prove that they are the tougher man. Stone Cold certainly with a point to prove since losing the United States Championship back at the Royal Rumble. Ever since then, oh, and charging in with an unbesiegbar diving headbutt, but Stone Cold rolling to the outside. And perhaps those few seconds where he rolled to the outside, the referee having to return around the ring to get into position, perhaps costing him here. And now diving down from the top rope with that knee smash. It's a knee strike from the top all the way to the outside to the midsection of Stone Cold from Dragunov. That gets him the advantage. Now another diving senton there from a standing Dragunov to Stone Cold. And Stone Cold's ability to roll to the outside following that unbesiegbar might have been the only reason at this point that he is still remaining in such condition in this matchup. And now a powerbomb from Dragunov. You see Dragunov fire up off of that one, but he could have just really devastated Stone Cold's chances in this matchup with a powerbomb that drops Stone Cold across the barricade here on the outside. Almost a buckle bomb of sorts, and now it's Stone Cold who gets Dragunov up and in that powerbomb position, drops him down across the barricade too. Both men answering back and forth with power bombs on the barricade, and that really showing what these two men are willing to put their bodies through here at WrestleMania to get the victory. Spinning backhand chop there from Dragunov sends the chair soaring into the sky, follows it up with a senton to Stone Cold, who is positioned on top of that chair. Now again, grabbing the chair is Ilya Dragunov. Chair shot there. And another chair shot attempted though from Dragunov. Instead, referee continuing to count here. Getting close. I believe he's at the count of 8. Perhaps 9 there. And before he can do so, Dragunov, before Stone Cold could recover, Dragunov cracking him with that steel chair. Positioning Stone Cold now in the turnbuckle pad here. Stone Cold, however, with the reversal. Strike to the face there from Dragunov, comes charging in with the STO. Now Dragunov, exploder suplex there. Rattling Stone Cold's cage for the time being with these high impact offensive maneuvers is Dragunov. And you can see the toll it's taking on Stone Cold as he struggles to recover now on each count. Dragunov certainly developing the advantage here as this match goes on. Now fighting back, a strike from Stone Cold answers back on Dragunov. Dragunov, however, chopped to the face. Stone Cold comes answering back with a strike of his own. Reversal. Stone Cold getting the better of this exchange so far, but Ilya Dragunov not backing down, and this time Stone Cold calling for it, just taunting him, asking him for the strike to the face, the slap across the face, and now probably regretting that at this point as these two men not letting up, and now fighting it out. Endless strikes, fighting it out. Who will get the advantage here? Stone Cold gets the advantage there with the final strike, and now a gut-wrench suplex to follow it up. Incredible that we're seeing from these two men that they're able to still fight back, still have some more energy left in the tank. But now Stone Cold stunner from Stone Cold to Ilya Dragunov. Rocks him with that stunner. Dragunov landing on that steel chair on his way down, but quickly at the count of 3, Dragunov already able to get back up to his feet here, showing that the Mad Dragon will not be stopped, will not be deterred here at WrestleMania, even after a Stone Cold stunner. Getting back up to his feet within the count of 3. And now Dragunov, boot to the midsection from Stone Cold as Dragunov looked to get the advantage. Now comes diving in with that clothesline. And Dragunov going up to the top rope here. Or is he going to come diving down with diving senton from the top from Dragunov, crashing down hard on Stone Cold. Arm now sent back into the mat on top of that steel chair. Very uncomfortable landing. As now Dragunov positions Stone Cold for that pop-up power, not pop-up, but a power bomb. Turns him over, and an H-bomb. Forearm smash to the face of Stone Cold there. Now Dragunov up to the second rope. Gesturing for the crowd. He is fired up, the H-bomb, and he is standing in a position where if that did not finalize things for him, he does have a vantage point here from Brett's rope on Stone Cold. Stone Cold gets back up, dazed, and Dragunov comes diving in with that diving shoulder tackle. Now Dragunov looking to secure a submission hold here, stretch muffler, but he's working over the braced legs of Stone Cold. We know Stone Cold to have those legs in a leg brace. And look at the strength of Dragunov to be able to muscle up Stone Cold's whole body like this, to be able to apply that torque on the legs, and Stone Cold there showing impressive core strength and a combination of strikes right to the crown of the head. And now diving in with that Luthez press is Stone Cold to Ilya Dragunov. Stone Cold now with the steel chair in his hands, waits for Dragunov to get back up to his feet here, but before he can do so, again getting hit with that chair shot. Stone Cold now, relentless chair shots to Dragunov before he can get back up to his feet. And now the referee starting his count, 2, and continuing his count here on Dragunov. Dragunov in a tough spot here, struggling to recover after those series of chair shots. Referee now at a 7 count. And an 8 count now, 9, and Dragunov just at the last second finally able to get back up to his feet, able to survive in this matchup. Stone Cold now with a powerbomb attempt, but a series of strikes now from Dragunov. Battle his way out of it. Attempted chop, Stone Cold flinched though, and he's able to land that DDT. Faked him out with the chop, and in doing so is able to connect with the DDT. Stone Cold, however, tossing Dragunov out to the outside. Dragunov creates some separation with the forearm smash, but now Dragunov luring Stone Cold into a position on the outside for him to bring him up on the announce table. Attempted boot to the midsection there. Reversals from both of these men. And a Uranagi from Ilya Dragunov takes down Stone Cold and puts him through the announce table here at ringside. Incredible showing from both men, fighting with everything they have in the tanks. Now we see Ilya Dragunov as the referee is counting away on Stone Cold. Ilya Dragunov grabbed those steel steps and rolled them back into, or slid them back into the ring. And before the referee can conclude his count, Dragunov we see now with sinister intent for that for the steel steps there, gets Stone Cold up in a powerbomb position, drops him down with a powerbomb onto those steel steps. The back of Stone Cold's head colliding with the steps, and now an unbesieged bar comes charging in with that diving headbutt. And that's got to be all she wrote here. The Mad Dragon posturing, gesturing on Brett's rope, the referee counting away. And how could that not be it from Ilya Dragunov? The referee's got to count. He could count to infinity. Stone Cold got dropped right on the back of his head on those steel steps, and it followed it up with a unbesiegbar headbutt. Gets Ilya Dragunov the victory here at WrestleMania. And in very convincing fashion, a huge win for Ilya Dragunov to help him ascend in the ranks here in Universe Mode. A very impressive win that will set Dragunov up for a great deal of success going forward as he continues not only championship success, but now single success with a massive victory here at WrestleMania.